Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. So what I'd like to do is just kind of go over some basic understandings of things that you're going to need to know to be able to solve one-step equations. And actually everything that I have as far as what you need to know is labeled in my essential definitions and processes part of the course. But when we're looking into solving equations using one-step, or solving equations using one-step, or solving one-step equations, I guess I should say, there's really kind of some ideas and vocabulary that we really need to understand. The first thing that I would say is, understanding, knowing what an equation is, okay? And so for each one of these, I'm not going to explain it because I've already gone through that, but making sure you understand what is the idea of an equation, how we write equations, and how we use them to help us solve. The next thing is knowing our inverse operations. And for a one-step equation, our basic inverse operations are going to be, or operations will be adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing, and knowing the inverses of those operations. The next thing is the properties of equality. And when we're looking into the properties of equality, that also kind of goes back until understanding what exactly an equation is. And when we apply inverse operations, knowing why we have to use the properties of equality. And the last thing I would say is understanding what a solution is as far as an equation. Understanding when we solve something, what is that solution going to represent, how we're going to need it. And the last thing that I'd probably say is, what you need to know is just your basic operations, how to make sure you add numbers, subtract numbers, divide numbers, and multiply numbers, how to work with fractions, and so forth. So basic just kind of operations of numbers is going to be very, very important because we are going to be using fractions. We're going to use multiples, decimals, and so forth. So you're really going to want to make sure you can do that and not always just have to bear on a calculator. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is exactly what you need to know to be able to solve one-step equations. Thanks.